Man, for the love of the game. For the love of the game, man. Do this for the love of the game. I think we all have to find something that we love that we just do for free. I think that is when you know you are truly living life. When you find something that you love so much and it makes you passionate about that, you get up in the morning and you don't even need an alarm clock to do it. And you would do it for, like I said, you would literally do it for free. If you weren't getting paid, you would still do it. Yeah, let's get into that. Welcome to another episode of the Narrative of Niles Niseem. Let's get rolling. And we're back with another episode of the Narrative of Niles Niseem with your boy Niles Niseem, here to give you 10 to 15 minutes of weekly motivation so that you can become the person that you want to become. Ladies and gentlemen, for the love of the game. That needs to be our slogan for 2026. What can I find that I am so passionate about that I simply just do for the love of the game? Okay? I think oftentimes, most of the things we do in life for a motive, okay? Whether it be money, status, wealth, a give and take kind of relationship. We do everything because it is going to reward us in some way, right? Okay? You're not going to work because you love your job. 99% of you don't love your job. But you're going because you're going to get paid and you need to pay bills. Right? There's certain people that you don't want to talk to, but they're going to be able to give you an opportunity. So you just got to power through it and make the networking happen. All right? There are things in life that you just don't want to do. You don't want to work out. If working out didn't give you a six-pack, I promise you most of y'all wouldn't want to do it. No one really loves working out. They love the results of working out. Okay? But that's 99% of our lives. And then we wonder sometimes why we haven't found rest or peace or some kind of happiness and joy. It's because we haven't found the thing that's outside of that 99%, the thing that just makes us say, hey, I like this. Whether there was no reward, whether there was nothing else good coming out of it, and it's not detrimental. I like doing this. I like doing this. For me, it's telling stories. Telling stories and performing at a high level. In front of large groups. Love it. I do it for free. Because it's gratifying. Telling stories, connecting people through the human experience, the shared human experience, making people laugh, making people cry, making people think, making people gasp, giving them that electric feeling. I love that. This stuff money can't even buy. I would do that for free. For the free ski. Okay? I love it. Fighting. Love it. When I train and I scrap, I do it for free. Heck, I basically am right now. Making music. Writing. I love this stuff for the love of the game. It's not yielding any fruit for me. But I still do this for the love of the game. Even this right now. Right? What we got going on. For the love of the game. Now, of course, I want this to, help a brother out, But even this is still for the love of the game. To come up here, to get better at communicating, to get better at talking to you, to get better at keeping your attention, to make you want to listen to this podcast. I do it for the love of the game. I do. The question is, how do you find your love of the game? What is the thing that makes you want to do for the love of the game? So the question is, where do we look? Where do we look? Okay, fine. All right, I'm glad you asked. First thing we got to figure out is, what do we like? What are we passionate about? What are the things that makes us happy? What are the hobbies that we enjoy doing? What is something that you genuinely get happy about as you are on your way to do it? Do you have an answer? Because if you don't have an answer, good. Time for you to start trying stuff. Go take that salsa dancing class. Go do a painting class, sculpting class, take a new fitness or Pilates class. Go pick up that instrument. Learn that new skill. Okay? You got to find the thing that when you get in the car and you're like, I get to go do that. You got to find the thing that makes you say, I don't have to do this. I get to do this. And I'm so excited I get to do this. You have to find that. Find that. Find that thing that makes you feel like a ball array of sunshine so that you can go ahead and seize it, enjoy it, be able to fully bask in it, be able to fully grow and get better within it, be able to enjoy it, learn the ins and outs of it. When we can find things that we're passionate about, it makes us easier for us to be like, hey, doing this for the what? Fill in the blank. Love of the game. So now that we find things that we are passionate about, well, the question is, all right, who do we want to do it with? Now, this is a real thing too, right? Because when you find the right passion, you gotta find the right people that keep you motivated, that keep you interested in it. Finding a group is really key. Very few times do you have things where you're like, I do this for the love of the game, and it's alone. Now, there are times where it can be that. I'm not saying that. But most of the times, an interest group also helps develop passion for that. Because what happens is that relationship becomes the reward rather than just monetary or career values or materialistic values, right? So the relationships that you're building allows you to be able to find some kind of reward within the camaraderie. So if you want to start doing this instrument group and you want to go ahead and pick up the instrument, start a band. Go to School of Rock. I got one across the street. They're great. They put you in front of a band so you can start actually being a live gigging musician. Okay? You know, if you want to go ahead and start painting, join the art society. You want to do poetry? There are so many, what do you call them things? Speakeasies and cafes that have open mic nights that you can partake in. What I'm trying to do is this, right? I don't want you to get into the hamster wheel and the rat trap of going day in and day out and just grinding. I don't want you to get caught up in that cycle where all you do is work and work and work and your life is devoid of joy. Okay? I need you to find some kind of bright spot in this thing called life because life is too short for us to sit there and drag ourselves through the mud without it. I'm convinced that there is more to life than that. I'm convinced that there is more to life than what we see now and all this misery. There's got to be. Because if there isn't, we're in trouble. I'm convinced that we can find things in life that gives us actual peace and rest and happiness. We don't have to always be drowning in the bills or drowning in the workload or drowning in the relationships. We can find things that make us happy. But sometimes to do that takes work. Because the problem is that sometimes you get comfortable being negative. And we won't ever admit that, but the human psyche is programmed to be negative. So you are programmed to sit in your own filth. And you know what? Some of y'all may like it. But man, I promise you, if you can find one kind of thing that makes you just sit there and say, I like this. Hard stop. Not, I like this because it's giving me, or it's going to yield, or it's going. No, I just like doing this. This is fun. I want to do this again tomorrow and the next day. When you start finding those things in life and you start pouring into those hobbies or pouring into those interests, I promise you, you are going to find a new, I hate to say the word, era within yourself. You're going to find a new side of yourself. You're going to find a new sparkle and shine you have on you. Because nothing looks better on a person than happiness and joy. So that's your homework today, right? Short, simple, to the point when it comes to this episode. Let's find something that we like to do for the love of the game. And if you try something that doesn't work out, great. We got a myriad and a plethora of options we can get into. But let's try to find something that we love for the love of the game. I'm interested to see what you come up with. Put it in the comments. I'll see you next week.